Hey guys, welcome back to the Snap Chronicles. Today we're back at you with another Ratchet or Ratchet set video. What we have here is a Challenger dagger, I guess this set was called. From Challenger is or was a Proto company. But before we get into all that, just want to say to you guys, Happy New Year. And if you like any of this stuff I do, any of these videos, if you can give me a like and also subscribe to this channel, it would be appreciated. And if you're looking for any ratchets in particular, just go to my channel and go on to the lists, the playlist section, and there I have most of the ratchets itemized by manufacturer or company that put them out, so it makes it easier if you're looking for some company or manufacturer in particular to go to the playlist. Okay, so I got this at an estate sale, and I bought this with a few tools, and I didn't pay much for this, maybe a few dollars for this set. And like I said, it's a Challenger dagger, they call this set, and I guess this sold for around $14.50 back in the day. It says made in America, factory guaranteed. Individual value would have been around $17 if you bought everything separate. But what's interesting about this particular set is that, you know, when you go buy these sets at garage sales or estate sales or anything like that, is usually one or two or three of these pieces will be missing. And here, or if they're not missing, they'll have they'll put in another socket or tool in its place, and it'll be from a different manufacturer. They'll replace it with something else. But here I was lucky to find this set pretty much mint. If it was used at all, maybe once or twice, and all the sockets are here, and all the ratchet and breaker bar and extension is also here, and everything is pretty much new. Here's some of the sockets. They say Challenger. They have their own model numbers, manufactured USA. And the MFD, whenever I see MFD period, it reminds me of Proto. So these sockets were probably Proto made 3/8. Has kind of like the star style on this one, and on other ones they have the regular, I guess, 12-point sockets. The fit and finish on the outside looks pretty good. On the inside, you can see, let me get my pick. Inside, you can see towards the bottom here, you can see the slag that was not removed when these were broached, and you can see a little bit of what do you call this? What Scoutcraft, I guess, would call these storage ware. You know, when you buy something new old stock, it'll have some storage ware, and usually when they say storage ware, you're gonna see stuff like this. But that's just from being in a box for years and years and years, and not being lubricated or anything. You're gonna see some spots of rust. Nothing too bad though. And some of them are just 6-point. So they kind of run the gamut from 12-point to 6-point to these stars here. Here's another one. This one is the 1011 model, manufactured US, 11/32. It comes with a small extension. It's about 4 inches, I would say. This extension is challenging. It wants to focus over there, that's why it's hard to focus over here. Challenger 1065, manufactured USA. Everything is a 1/4 inch, by the way. And here is the breaker bar. This is 1070 Challenger mint. I don't think they even put a socket on this one. It looks clean. And the Ratchet. Here's the Ratchet. This is the 1060-1, manufactured USA, Challenger. Over here has a little company information. It says a division of Pendleton Tool, PTII Industries Incorporated. And here's Challenger Tool Company, warehouse and customer service. That's in Columbus, Ohio, and headquarters and literature service is in Los Angeles, California. Let me put these aside and let's take a look at the Ratchet. Let me zoom in a little bit on this. Okay. Here's the Ratchet. Like everything else, looks pretty pristine. Has some knurling down here. Not the greatest knurling, but it's something. And see what I have here. I'll open this one up. This is not that bad, maybe like 40 teeth on this one. And it has a ring there that has that little lip that you have to lift up and take out like that. You can use a little screwdriver or pick to do that. This is the ring, typical. Over here, there is, over here there's another ring on the anvil side. There's a ring around the edge in that groove there. The other side, this is I think asymmetrical, where you can put in the mechanism either side as long as you put the ring in the anvil groove. And it was here. The interesting thing about this ring is that it's actually, the edge is actually rolled or chamfered on one end and sharp on the other end to make it easier to just drop it in like that, which is a pretty cool feature, a good attention to detail. Here on the head, you can see this mechanism hasn't really been used. You can see the teeth there. Like I said, looks like something in the 40s, 42, 45 teeth in this mechanism. And the paw only uses about half the length of the teeth. You can see the demarcation there of where the paw lands on the teeth. You can see the line. And the mechanism is not your usual round head mechanism. This is more of a pennons style mechanism. Okay, has a smaller swinging pendulum that's half the size of the channel, and it has a protrusion that's been pressed into the pawl itself, a pin. It's like a roll pin pressed in. That's it goes into where you see the spring here, and there's a little opening there, and that's where this mechanism, see if I can catch it like that. This is where this swings. That pin goes into the switch, the channel where the spring is, and that's what makes it go back and forth. Okay, to take it apart, you swing the pawl out of the way, and that little spring there popped out. This is what the spring looks like. And this is where these mechanisms you can appreciate. Kind of maybe not the greatest mechanism in the world, but you can appreciate the attention to detail. Even in these ratchets, this is a tiny spring. It's so tiny and thin. And the pawl is also tiny. Now that the spring is out and the pawl is swinged up, now the switch can come out. This is where that spring sits in here, like that, in this channel, and that's where the little pin, the roll pin in the pawl glides in and out. When you switch it, it rides in that channel also. This is the switch. That's what it looks like. To take the pawl out, you just get that pin. Let me grab a magnet. Grab the pin out. This is what the pin looks like. Decent pin. It's well cut, well formed. Not one of those hack jobs where they take looks like a side cutter or something and cut pins with. You can see how they deformed on some really cheap ratchets. This one's pretty decent. And here's the pawl. It's the tiny pawl. That's what it looks like. It has 3 teeth on each side. There you can see where the pin, the roll pin, has been punched through or pressed through on the tiny pin, on the tiny pawl. Looks well made. Looks pretty decent. Everything looks well formed. And here is the housing. The housing also looks like a decent piece. Everything looks well done. See some light lubricant in there. And the ball detent looks well centered also. So pretty good job. Okay, to get this back together, you put your pawl in, but the pin, the pressed pin, is going to face the anvil like that when you drop it in. And you take your pin and yeah, this could be a little bit difficult because it's not the same size as the channel, you see it's kind of smaller than the channel, so to get the hole lined up, it's a little bit more challenging. So, like, oh boy, you know, these things always happen on camera. All right. All right. So it should look like that, with the pin, like I said, pointing towards the anvil. And now you could swing the pawl up and put your switch in. And remember that channel there in the switch, we're gonna get that little tiny spring inside that channel. Like that. Now you swing the pin to where it's on top of that channel and spring. And you press it down and you kind of center it. And you want to hold it there because you don't want that spring to pop out and you lose it. Okay, now you take your mechanism and you drop that in there, and you take your ring. Remember the chamfered side facing down, and you drop that in there. Now you take your snap ring or coil ring and you catch that around the edge and you mash it down. And there you have it. You see if it's switching. Yep, it's switching. Okay, so that's how you tear down this mechanism on a Challenger 1060-1 Ratchet 1/4 inch from seems like a Pennon's design, pretty sure, and a Proto offering from, I would say, from the font and the card and all that, all the writing, I would say this is from the 60s or 70s. I could be wrong. You guys who have more information, let me know. Okay guys, until next time.